Samuel? Are you there? Please, say something. There you are. Where have you been? I've been looking for you. You promised you wouldn't just disappear anymore. I've been looking all over for you. Ow! What's wrong with you? I don't know who you are. I don't know my own husband. You disappear every night. You only talk when it's absolutely necessary. Where is the man that I married, Samuel? I want my husband back!
What have I done? What the hell have I done? Oh no! I didn't want this! No! No! No!
Get on with it! Stick the damn fuse back in! I want to open the store!
As long as there's no electricity, I'd better not go up there. Well, at least it'll give me a bit of light until I get the power turned back on. An old clothes dummy. Ugh, judging by the smell, it's been damp at some point, and now it's just moldering away. I wouldn't accept it as a present, even if it didn't stink. A light shaft with a grill. Leads up to the backyard.
The fuse! The fuse, man! Open your eyes!
The hinges on the basement grill are rusted. No idea if you could open it. And even if you could, it'd squeak like hell. I don't want to open the grill. Why should I? I don't want to open the grill. A water faucet. If Fuller had a garden he wanted to water, he could do it from here. But in Fuller's garden, you'd get pretty well nothing to grow. An ancient rusted bucket with a little bit of water in it. With that water in the bucket, it's only a matter of time until it's completely rusted through. I certainly don't need a bucket, nor a load of rusty water.
You think you'll be done today? How long does it take to install a new fuse?
An old garden hose with more holes than a golf course. I can't do anything with that. A beer crate with 24 bottles. All empty. And the bottles aren't dusty either. Beer doesn't keep long around here. Cheap beer. That's about right for Fuller. I just wonder why he has the crate in the basement. I can't see him coming down here every time he wants to drink a beer upstairs. It's not providing light, and that's not going to change until I have the power turned back on. Oh my god. Who would want to be photographed in front of that backdrop? Well, maybe it was the trend. Once. Oh my god. Who would want to be photographed in front of that backdrop? Well, maybe it was the trend. Once. There's not as much dust on the floorboards here. They're almost shiny, in fact. So does Fuller stand here every night with a beer looking at these awful pictures? There's not as much dust on the floorboards here. They're almost shiny, in fact.
Come on! Get on with it! Replace that damn fuse already!
A battered paint can with about half an inch of dust on the lid. Dr. Rainbow's Finest Pearly White 85. I don't think I can recall having seen one pearly white thing in this whole building. Let's see. A few plastic containers, bottles and boxes, light bulbs, cables, grease. And a small carton of fuses. The box says ceramic fuses. Hopefully the fuses work. You never know in this place. That's a postcard of Biddeford. It's very useful for getting from one part of town to the next. But I can't just go off across the town right now. I've still got things to do here. My SLR camera, fitted with a flash too. I never leave home without it. There's just one fuse left in the box. But at least it looks unused. I reckon it still ought to work. The replacement fuse still looks okay. I ought to try it out.
The fuse! The fuse, man! Open your eyes!
That rickety pallet is blocking my view of the lower shelves. I can't see what's behind there. Photo developer. Looks like it's been there for a while, but the bottle's still sealed, so it could still be good. Fuller will hardly miss it, and even if, I can live with it. A small container of photo developer from Fuller's basement. It's full to the brim. An old dust-encrusted fuse box. There are a lot of wires coming out of the top of it, which then run along the floor joists. Doesn't look exactly safe. Okay then. Just like everything else of Fuller's, pretty well junk. I think I can swap a fuse over without needing instructions. This fuse is definitely a goner. The blown fuse must be under here. Huh, Fuller's already had a go at it, but again, he couldn't sort it out. This fuse is definitely a goner. I should throw that away, otherwise I'll get mixed up. Now all I have to do is put a good fuse in. Well, that's that. Now all we need is some power. That's the main switch. If I switch it down, the light ought to come on. Okay, so let's have a look. Let there be light. Don't need this anymore. A timeless, plain and simple 80-watt bulb on a cable. A classic. I'm not gonna... I'll leave it here in case the power drops out again. And that can only be a matter of time looking at the fuse box. If I want to look at awful pictures, then I can do it upstairs in the store. A water faucet, but in Fuller's garden, you'd get pretty well nothing to grow. An old wooden staircase leading up to the sales area. If it can carry Fuller, then it's sure gonna hold my weight. So let's go up. A wonderful working day awaits, full of appreciation and deep personal fulfillment. Ugh.
Finally! You make a big deal about going to college, but you're too sappy to replace a fuse. Put that board outside in front of the store. Get on with it!
That goes down to the basement. Rat, mouse, and creepy crawly heaven. This goes to Fuller's back room. That's where he does his paperwork and whatnot. Behind the curtain, there's a dog room. Many of the things here are overpriced, but that's obvious. There's only one photo store in town. He takes advantage of that. Simple reflex cameras for private use. Nothing special. The postcards all show scenes from New England. They're the regular cards you see everywhere around here. Who should I send the card to? My fellow white bread students who I hardly know? Or my mom who lives a couple of houses away? You know? That fat idiot's kit really isn't too bad. And pretty expensive. The lights look brand new. He's definitely not had them for long. Perhaps the store used to do better before, and he had some savings. Or maybe he bought the new lights on credit. The store couldn't have paid for them, that's for sure. That's Fuller's camera. It's quite a good one. Huh. If good technology would make up for missing talent, then even a complete idiot like Fuller could shoot good pictures with it. That's Fuller's camera. It's quite a good one. The picture frames could do with being a little more professionally presented. But to be honest, they don't really deserve it. No wonder Fuller needs some distraction. You don't even get 5 customers a day in here. Yesterday, when I was tidying up the sales room, there were all these stupid afternoon talk shows on. It almost made me go crazy. lots of light points for looking at slides and negatives. It works. On my first day, my friendly boss made it very clear to me that he kept an exact account of the amount of money in the till. A little hint that I shouldn't consider ripping them off. I'm not interested in the cash till. These photo mounts are made of a kind of pressed card. You can stick photos into them to make them easier to hang. The drawback is that they can get easily dusty. I don't need any of them. It's rare that I even hang any of my pictures. Freedom awaits back there. Well, in as much as you might call it. Huh. Fuller. What can you say? Good reason to have doubts about humanity. I've only been working here a few days, and I've already given up hope that he might, just once, behave like a normal human being. This is probably the most stressful holiday job that I've ever had. Holiday job in a photo studio? Yeah, sure. Great stuff. Learn new things, earn some money. And the reality looks a little different. Fatter and more bald. Know what I'm saying? Excuse me.
What do you want?
I've swapped out the fuse.
Yeah? And now? Do you want a medal? I told you to take the damn sign outside.
The store's not doing too well, is it?
What's that got to do with you?
Nothing. Nothing at all. It's no doubt because of the vast competition here in Biddeford that nothing's going on here. I mean, what else could it be?
This is the only photo studio here.
That's what I thought. The store isn't doing very well. I don't think a cheap sign is gonna change that. But what the hell? The store isn't doing very well. I don't think a cheap sign is gonna change that. But what the hell?
Someone's really turned up.
Huh?
You've put it the wrong way around.
Yeah.
I'd like to get some portraits done. Some pretty black and white pictures. Have I come to the right place?
Oh, yeah. You're at just the right place. Black and white photography is my specialty.
Wonderful. So let's get started. My name's Angelina Darren.
Oh, I'm Darren. Let's go inside.
Welcome to Fuller's photography store. What can I do for you?
I wanted to get some portraits done.
Ooh, very good. We can start right away, dear lady.
But I thought Darren would...
What? But he's just an errand boy. A pretty child like you deserves a real photographer. Here, go and pick up the post and take this letter to Mrs. Biva in the diner in the main square. I've got things to do.
Son of a... I can't go in there until I've done all of Fuller's jobs for him. He'd lay into me right in front of Angelina, and I'd like to avoid that if possible. But she seemed to see through him pretty fast. She can see what an asshole he is. New England Photo Service. I reckon a person has to be pretty damn desperate to have their pictures taken at Fuller's place. But he's the only photographer in town, and there are plenty of tourists here. Presumably he does most of his business with them. I can't explain it any other way, just how he keeps his head above water. I can only ask myself just who he conned into making him the elk design. Or then again, maybe he didn't have the picture made. He probably just stole it. Most of the pictures here in the window weren't taken by Fuller. In some moment of blinding inspiration, he must have decided to get some proper photographers to promote his business. Of course, they have no idea just how lucky they've been. Portraits, group pictures, wedding photography, and landscapes. And all of them totally unimaginative. Just as things should be. I think that's Fuller's car. I'm not one of those people who knows about such things and goes into fits of ecstasy when they see a classic. Who knows? Is that thing a classic anyway? I don't know exactly how old Fuller is, but him and the car must have been made around the same time. I really can't say anything clever about it. It's a car. An old car. You can already see the ocean down there. The street leads directly to the harbor promenade. You can already see the ocean down there. That goes to Biddeford's main square, with the police station, the hospital, and Viva's diner. Old Eddie's in there, guarding over his treasure. An unbelievable mess of old guns and swords, uniforms, ships' bells, radios. As long as it's old, it's sold here.
Well, come on. Come on in. Take a look around, buy something.
Thanks.
Ah, a young man. You a soldier? Bit slow on the uptake. Have you served?
Sir! No, sir!
Ah, so you want to put me on, do you? Find something for yourself and then beat it.
I guess those are Eddie's badges from his time in the army.
You got that right, boy.
There are 3 bottles on the shelf. I guess it's hard liquor.
Bourbon.
I don't want to get drunk. I can see the side street outside. On the inside is a sign that says, "Come back soon." A cupboard full of lots of different things. Books, a record player, boxes, measuring instruments.
You want to buy something?
I'll have a look around first. They look like bazookas. Hopefully they're just replicas.
I hope not.
I prefer my Star Wars figures. Is Lucas ever gonna make the fourth part? Yep, it's famous. I've seen this picture hundreds of times before. A pair of wire cutters for cutting cable. I'd like to buy these wire cutters.
$2. What? You don't want to negotiate? You got too much dough, right? You got it coming out of your ears. Never worked a hard day in your life, and you got no idea on the value of $1, I bet.
$2 is $2. In your time, it might have been a meal out and a movie for two. For me, it's half a burger.
Be happy that you can just buy a burger like that. There ain't many beef farmers left. All that imported stuff from the third world is screwing up the prices.
And pretty soon you won't be seeing a single lonesome cowboy herding steers across the prairie and singing those old trail songs around the campfire. Oh.
Yeah. Typical youth humor.